Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty huge Xbox news because we've had a lot of negativity going when it comes to Xbox, but if you guys maybe saw as of last night, we actually made a video discussing and talking about the fact that there's going to be a huge, big, brand new decision when it comes to like the European kind of government and the European Commission to go and see if they would actually approve of this big Microsoft Activision acquisition. Now, there's been a lot of the big news because we had some bad news, we had some good news, we had some bad news, we had some good news, we had some bad news, we had some good news, we had some bad news, we had some good news, and we had some bad news, and we had some good news. So right now, we actually have even more bigger good news going on when it comes to anyone who is looking forward to this deal. Now, I'm going to go and say for this, I'm kind of slowly rooting for it, mainly because I've mentioned before, there's been a lot of really cool Blizzard games out there that if they actually end up broken up games like, say, like Diablo onto things like Game Pass, you know, I'd probably be more incentivized to want to go and play or check it out. And plus as well, a lot of really cool Activision games such as Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Diablo, or etc., whatever they want to go and say. A lot of these are very, very active-based games that, well, if you want to have someone maintain a subscription or think like a Netflix type style commission, you know, whatever you want to go say it. Basically, if you have more games that are long-term and replayable and multi-playable, you're probably going to keep your subscription a bit longer. Think a good example of World of Warcraft. People already go and maintain that subscription either way, so if you can somehow rope that into Game Pass or make the Game Pass deal better, you're probably going to go and make a lot more actual, pretty much decent subscription bases. So overall, a lot of people are kind of looking forward to this Xbox base, especially on the PC side. PS5 people are kind of on the indifference as well, because you will still technically have a chance to play Call of Duty, so a lot of folks have been very, very hyper-focused on this deal. But we actually had some brand new news coming out for it as of right now, so I'm going to go talk about this in the brand new decision that's actually kind of good for Xbox. So if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have a little bit longer left on our Samsung promotion too as well down below, so check that on out if you guys want to get some cool deals. Twitter, Twitch, Amazon, and leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And let's dive into some pretty good news. So, if you guys kind of remember, the CMA actually did end up blocking this Xbox deal. They were not very happy with it. There was not a good vibe with it. They were just, you know, just wasn't really good. They just kind of thought there was going to be a lot of like monopoly issues, especially in regards now to cloud hosting and streaming, which there isn't really too much of a big competition as of right now with a really big barrier of entry. But as of right now, the Xbox's Activision Blizzard deal has now been apparently approved by the European Commission, saying it represents a significant improvement for cloud gaming as a whole. So basically counterpointing out the CMA itself. So Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard has been approved by the European Commission. The approval brings Microsoft's historic deal one step closer to completion. So actually kind of good news based on all the bad news that was ongoing before. The European Commission announced on its website that it has approved the proposed acquisition under the EU merger regulation. The EC reached similar conclusions as the UK's Competition Markets Authority, CMA, that the deal would not harm the console market, but could harm cloud gaming, but was satisfied with Microsoft's proposed remedies for these concerns. So as I'm sure you guys could probably go pick up from this, it's basically like, hey, consoles, you're probably fine. Like, PlayStation's bigger than you, Nintendo's doing well, Nintendo has things like Zelda, their brand new upcoming console, if they ever go make it, things like Mario, etc. That kind of sets them apart and makes them unique, or handheld, etc. Or things like PlayStation, they have a lot of unique games, God of War, other different types of IPs, Uncharted, music. Sony itself is a big company, so they could also go and bankroll. They have things like Bungie. Like, at this point, they're fine. But when it comes to cloud gaming, there isn't really that much of a competition. You really can't think of any other big cloud gaming competition. PlayStation has a little bit. Nintendo basically has nothing. Netflix might dive into it. But as of right now, even Google Stadia dipped out. Amazon Luna's gone. It's just not really that relevant. And that's like still a big topic of concern. But basically, they had a chance then to counterpoint and be like, hey, we'll go and maybe make all of our games available for anyone who wants to work with us as a partnership, or maybe like a similar deal they want to put with PlayStation, where let's say you go get Call of Duty, and then you could still have the game, but all maybe the microtransactions and DLCs will go and get paid to Microsoft, which is still kind of a bad deal for a business sense, but you also get Call of Duty for free. If you didn't have Call of Duty for free in terms of licensing, you may want to go take that deal, especially if you're a smaller, well, like little company. So they want to improve the cloud gaming market. Microsoft's solution appeared so effective to the EC that it now expects the deal will bring significant improvements to the cloud gaming market, which should be, in theory, good for all. A stark difference to the CMA's conclusion that it saw it block the deal last month. The commitments offered by Microsoft fully address the competition concerns identified by the Commission and represent a significant improvement for cloud gaming as compared to the current situation, said the European Commission's statement. The commitment fully addresses the competition concerns identified by the Commission and represent a significant improvement for cloud gaming as a whole. So, addressing its concerns that the deal going through would monopolize the sector, Microsoft has offered a 10-year licensing commitment for consumers in the European Economic Area, or the EEA. This commitment guarantees that Activision Blizzard games will not be locked to the Game Pass Ultimate or the Xbox Cloud Gaming platform. So what I was saying before is they might actually offer up an alternative to other different types of hosting services to make it so maybe things even like PlayStation or like Netflix, or even if Google Stadia was still around, maybe them, to be able to go and still utilize these games, and they wouldn't be on a full-on lock monopoly. Like, they'll still be open, they'll still make money off of it, but it'll still be open for other things. So instead, any cloud streaming service will be permitted a free license to provide Activision Blizzard games to the EEA users on their platform. In addition, the EEA consumers will be granted permission to stream all current and future Activision Blizzard games they own a license for on any cloud gaming service of their choice. So another good example for that is, let's say you want to have say you buy Call of Duty and you want to go and play it for some odd reason on, say, like PlayStation's cloud. Even though you technically bought it on some other platform, it does seem like it might be interchangeable, and it's more so just the game license itself is available everywhere rather than anything else. So some other concerns. These final conditions were drawn up in an in-depth market investigation by the EC, which has concluded that Microsoft would not be able to harm rival consoles, so PlayStation, and rival multi-game subscription services, but the deal could actually harm competition in the cloud gaming service. And that's more so because cloud gaming is such a bare bone and basic market, and it's still growing, the technology is new, and you have to be, kind of more baby it compared to anything else. The Commission said it believes there is no incentive for Microsoft to refuse to distribute Activision Blizzard games to Sony, since it's the leading distributor of console games worldwide. So basically they're saying, hey, Sony's too big, we don't have to worry about them. The EC went as far to say if Microsoft did make the likes of Call of Duty exclusive to Xbox, Sony would still be able to go toe-to-toe with it. Even if Microsoft did decide to withdraw Activision games from the PlayStation, this would not significantly harm competition in the console market as well. So that's a big thing to note too, is they're basically saying Sony has enough money. They have things like, say, Destiny, Killzone, and other various games, IPs, or even things like maybe even Last of Us, multiplayer, etc., would still be fine. This reasoning is purely European focused though, however, with the example being that Call of Duty is less popular in the EEA, so basically also assuming that Europe is not as popular and as poppin' as America, say for Call of Duty. As for cloud gaming, the Commission found that the popularity of Activision Blizzard games could promote cloud streaming growth instead. So basically they're saying like, hey, these games are popular if you can maybe have it on, say, I know Google Stadia is gone, but on a Google Stadia, maybe more people would have enjoyed it or utilized the service, and it would have been more of a better value, depending on who they want to use it and stuff like that as well. And also, if they kind of keep it off of only on Game Pass Ultimate, and they still provide it for other platforms, it might be still fun at the end of the day. Now, you'd probably still have to pay for it or be a part of the subscription plan for somewhere else, but it's just nice. Maybe, let's say, the Ubisoft, you want to go play Assassin's Creed for the month, maybe it'd also be included today, say, for their example. So basically, Microsoft's aforementioned solutions to these problems were seemingly heard and believed loud and clear by the EC. They will empower millions of EEA customs consumers to stream Activision games using any cloud gaming services operating in the EEA, provided they are purchased as an online store included an active multi-game subscription in the EEA, it said. In addition, the availability of Activision's popular games for streaming via called cloud game streaming services will boost the development of this dynamic technology in the EEA, assuming just basically a lot more people are utilizing than cloud streaming and hosting, that they will be able to go and keep on expanding it, invest more money into it. This technology will advance for the places, maybe other brand new jobs can maybe see the growth factors. Angel investors may invest millions of dollars to kind of grow it, because they can then go and compete with, say, Microsoft or Xbox. I think at the end of the day, it's actually all around pretty cool. Like, I could see the mentality on this one as well. So this basically echoes the actual decision that Microsoft has been putting forward for a long time, that it basically wants games to be accessible to everyone possible. They want to make it on Game Pass. They want to make it available for streaming on your TV, on your whatever it might be. And at the end of the day, I think it might be kind of nice as well. So I still think there's a lot of skepticism there, in my honest opinion. I do think the Xbox deal does seem not bad, and it's kind of cool to see that CMA was kind of somewhat overshadowed by the just European Commission to go and approve the service. So it's getting intriguing. So there still has to, like, the EC's decision to approve Xbox's acquisition of Activision Blizzard is a definite step towards them actually still working, but they still have to go and deal with this stuff. So basically, Microsoft still has to go appeal out the CMA, which is kind of a big thing too, and also the CMA has apparently won 67% of all merger appeals too as well, and at the same time, though, they could go use the same evidence that the European Commission approves of it, so why don't you? And maybe they'll try to have a stronger counterpoint for the other competitors to kind of make CMA try to go and sway their decision, but it is kind of a really big step too when it comes to them as a whole. Now they still have to worry about the FTC too, because Microsoft's a very American-based company. If the FTC does not approve it, there's basically no point in them actually trying to go pursue it. That basically means you'd be still locked out of the American market, but right now it does seem that this is a win for the Xbox gaming as a whole. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Check out the Samsung link if it's still active, and if not, no worries. We have the Twitter and Twitch you guys want to follow, and of course leave a like, your thoughts and comments, and everything else all in between. Appreciate you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later on today for more videos.